Hi Aquarius, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aquarius, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general reads. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Death card. Completions, culminations and endings for sure. Remember though, when this card shows up, it can be that we are needing to change something. We're needing to transform something. And that's not to say... Yeah, no, actually it is, right? If something needs to be transformed, it means that it's not doing the job, or the current iteration of whatever it is that's needing to be transformed is not up to the task. And I kind of feel like this week maybe this is you letting go of a thought process, a belief system. This could literally be breaking ties with a friend, with a group, with a connection of some sort. This could also be a time where rather than even getting into it, you just allow something to die its natural death. For those of you that are... all the light and fluffy stuff today. For those of you that are continued subbies, you know I love you for it. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if I haven't scared you off, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you got the Nine of Swords. So this with the Death card, it does suggest, so for some of you, this might be news of a passing. I'm really sorry to say that, but I have to call it like I see it, right? And that Nine of Swords, maybe you're very conscious of somebody's health. This could be a week where you are really very clear that, you know what, maybe I don't have as much time left with a certain person as I thought. And that can, you know, it can be hard to have those realizations at certain points. What I will say to you with the Nine of Swords, as well as your actions, worrying at a problem is not going to help you. It's not, you know, and that's not to say don't feel. I'm just saying, like, if you get into your mind about it and you obsess about it, that's not helping you and it's not helping any situation. Now, with this Death card as well, and this combination, this could literally be you stressing yourself out about something that you know has reached its natural end. This could also be that some of you are changing your mind about something and you're giving yourself a hard time for it. Try not to do that this week. When it comes to your communications and conversations, you've got the World card. If someone is passing, it will be an elderly person. For me, the World card, because it's Saturn ruled, always has that element of old people, older people, elderly people. And they tend to be older and wiser, or people that I like to say are in the winter of their lives. So they've reached, you know, a good ripe old age. And I really hope that I'm wrong on this, but it is a possibility. Now, more on the communication sector, this is literally letting go of a community, letting go of a group, letting go of a group of people, letting go of a person, somebody that you may have been tied to, somebody that you might have worked with. For some of you, this is literally the end of a job. If you're employed by somebody else, this could be you handing your notice in. Maybe you're worried about it. For some of you, I touch wood and I truly hope this isn't the case, but this could be a week where your boss says to you, unfortunately, we're having to let you go. You know, and maybe that's what's causing the Nine of Swords worry. For those of you that are self-employed or business owners, this could be a contract or a client base that's being let go in some way, shape or form. Maybe you decide to retire a certain service and it's like, okay, I know I want to... And this is the thing as well, right? Maybe you're saying, okay, look, you know what? I don't want to do this service anymore. I don't want to offer this product anymore. And you're like, okay, but if I'm not going to do that, what am I going to do? That's actually a pretty good place to be sometimes, because it forces you to create new things, right? And life is all about creating something new. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, This week, I would definitely get yourself, and this isn't to say that there's anything wrong with you, but get yourself checked out. Like, this would be a really good week to do some maintenance, to do some upkeep on the body, to figure out, you know, new ways to eat, all the rest of it. Like, this is a good week for you to look after yourself. For those of you that are retired and of retirement age, this week, pamper yourself, look after the physical health and vitality. So when it comes to your love and relations, you've got the Seven of Wands. So if you're in a partnership or a relationship, you've got this underneath the Nine of Swords. That suggests maybe a little bit of tension in the relationship, maybe a challenge or an issue that arises. Because it comes up with the Seven of Wands, it's likely to be something that you and your partner are just not able to see eye to eye on. And it doesn't have to be the end of the world, right? It doesn't have, literally, it doesn't have to be the end of the world, right? The Death card, the end of the actual world. It doesn't have to be that. If you can find a way, and I don't even think this is about compromise. I actually feel like this might be one of those weeks where you have to say, you know what, okay, fine. You know, I don't agree that, as a stupid example, the Beatles weren't the greatest band of all time. Just saying, just putting it out there, right? And, you know, maybe this is, and that's just an example to put some humor into this, because, you know, it looks like quite a heavy week so far. We've got to call a spade a spade. You need to look for that, look for the humor, look for a way to channel the energy, to change the energy, or to redirect it in some way, shape or form. Because this is underneath that Nine of Swords, for those of you that are in partnerships, marriages and long-term commitments, there might be some challenges there this week, but there's nothing that you can't get past, all right? I mean, for a select few of you, maybe, just maybe, you know that this is a relationship that is coming to an end, all right? You will know if I'm talking to you. This is for a very, very select few. For those of you that are single and looking, if I'm honest, I think this might be a week to batten down the hatches. I don't think I'll be looking to date anyone this week. Not with these cards. So yeah, just, you know, all jokes aside though, with that Seven of Wands, if you are dating someone, I mean, they could be meeting the feisty version of you, right? They could be, you know, like this week you could be quite tense or quite on edge. And so it's like when you meet someone, you're like, this isn't me. Like, I'm not always like this, I promise. And you're like, for your money and materials, you've got the Five of Cups. Wow. Okay, Tarot, make your feelings known, won't you? All right, look. This is underneath the World card, right? So for some people, this could be the loss of a job. It could be the letting go of a client. It could be some sort of financial money blessing, or that you were expecting or counting on. Maybe it doesn't come through. This could also be an unexpected expense that comes in this week. And it may not necessarily be yours if you're in a partnership. So there might be that aspect of it. If you're single, this might just be an unexpected expense that comes up that kind of sees you out of pocket, or maybe not being able to do something that you'd planned with money that you know, have or thought you would have. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is your reproductive system and your gonads. So look after yourself in that regard. This is probably not the best week for one night stand energy or anything like that. I will say no more. And then when it comes to those of you that, when it comes to our physical health and vitality, no, I've said that. When it comes to the home and environment, if I'm honest, this just feels like news that is, I'm sorry to say, Aquarius, like, I'm a sun sign Aquarian, so I'm right there with you, but it does look like this week is potentially going to take the wind out of our sails, all right? After, you know, a few weeks of goodness, it looks like the universe has something else in store for us. This is going to be a heavy week, guys. So look after yourselves, reach out, don't be alone, you know, connect with people, connect with your tribe. Look out for each other in the comments. You know, I will be there if anybody wants to shout me a comment or whatever. But yeah, take this week really easy, like self-care to the extreme this week, just so that you can get through it in a way that is, is easier on you. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff, and I truly hope that this week, like this is that week, I really hope I'm wrong. Okay, like I'm just gonna say it straight up. If that isn't the case though, and these things do show up for you, like I said, make sure that you self-care to the extreme for sure, but also make sure that you reach out and connect to people, just even if it's just someone to be a sounding board. All right, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.